Sitting here again with Andre Davis, wide receiver, Jefferson High School. Dre, welcome back. It is now your turn in the hot seat, sir. Let's get started. What separates you from the best wide receivers in the county?
Well, I have to say I have exceptional ball skills. I have real good ball skills. And the fact that I can draw double coverage and open up for all the rest of my receivers like Chris Moore, Adrian. Just the fact that my presence on the field my presence felt like, it ain't gonna be no man coverage. We gotta get somebody over the top or something. And that opens up the game for Chris Moore or Adrian for them to have a good game. That's what I like.
And that leads me to my next question. Is that your single most marketable skill towards the next level as not to say that you don't have 10 other skills, but is that your single biggest asset to the Division I program?
Probably because I think that right now, me being 16, and I have a lot of stuff to learn, and the fact that I can get better, I have a lot of time to get better, and the point is, the way my work ethic is right now, I can work hard and get better, get everything else better.
And just like Q said, they can't teach size, exactly. So that you just got to work into what the good Lord has given you.
Exactly.
What's the best secondary you faced?
The best secondary altogether that I faced my years here, I have to say Hillsborough. I got to give it to Hillsborough because the fact is they have the athletes that they have every year is just off the charts. And last year they had T-Rex, and T-Rex can play corner, he can play safety, he can play everywhere. They had Tony Roberson, he's a good corner. Them boys play ball.
Now break it down specifically. Who's got the best cornerback in the county?
The best corner.
Who did you face?
That I faced. Again, I gotta give it to T-Rex. Not taking anything from Javante, but he's kind of small. And last year I had a very good game against them, a real good game actually. But the fact that we lost, I didn't have a good game. But T-Rex, he's a different kind of corner. You can't put that ball in the air because he has the best speed, world-class speed.
Right.
And he just has ball skills. He knows the game of football. He plays the game real good. That's what I like about him.
Nice. Well, how do you define success, Dre?
I define success as an example of accomplishing a certain prosperity.
Now translate that into what you've done here.
What I've done here, like from my sophomore year, I've been able to play. The fact of me being able to play, and I've had good years from my sophomore year to my junior year. Last year I had a real good year, I have to say. And from us getting far to that playoff run, people didn't think we were going to do it, and I say that's success.
Learning from watching Pensacola going on to the final game is what will ultimately define your success this year.
Yes,
because district champions, you've been there, done that.
Exactly.
Regional's been there, done that. But finally making it to Orlando in December is the ultimate, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Who do the Dragons look forward to playing against every year?
Like Quinn said, every year Hillsborough, that first game, because no matter where it's played at, either Hillsborough or Jefferson, it's going to be packed. The stadium's going to be packed, both sides of the fence. And that's what we like. We like to play in front of a big crowd.
Is there any other teams besides Hillsborough?
That Plant game, it's always a big game too, because Plant's always a highly rated team, highly touted team. So, that Plant game is a big game to play in also.
Now, what's your feeling on not being able to get to play? Maybe now that you guys have reached this point, maybe you guys would feel, how would you feel if you had Armwood on the schedule, Plant on the schedule, where you had to be able to, that's what you're trying to get to, right?
Yeah. Well, the fact that Plant was able to win another state championship, and the fact that they got the game in Texas against, what is it, the #1 team in the nation or something like that?
Pretty much.
That's big for them, and they deserve it. So you can't take anything away from them.
Right.
So.
Well, some rankings are #1, some haven't, but they do have one of the best running prospects out there. And depending on which scouting people you talk
Yeah.
to. But you know, there's always that question. But I mean, I was at the Jamboree. I mean, you know, there were a lot of people at the Jamboree this
Yeah.
spring. So I think people proved what they needed to prove that night. Now, what is the toughest challenge you've ever faced, Dre?
The toughest challenge I faced, I had to say off the field, from my sophomore year coming in. My GPA wasn't too good. It was all right to get by, but for me, for now, last year, school year wise, I got honor roll. I got honor roll the first 9 weeks, high honor roll second 9 weeks, and I got high honor roll the second and third 9 weeks, and I got honor roll the fourth 9 weeks. So I have to say that's been a big accomplishment.
That's congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Very much so.
Yeah, that's
Now, how do you go from a 6'2" good wide receiver to a 6'2" unstoppable wide receiver?
Just that work ethic. You gotta have that work ethic. Just because you're 6'2", you got good hands doesn't mean you're gonna be a good wide receiver.
Right.
You gotta come in and put that work in every day in and day out. You can't get the big head at all.
Right.
You just gotta come in ready to work, come to practice every day. Don't put your teammates down just because you're up here.
Right.
You just
Reminds me
gotta-
of Steve Smith from the Carolina Panthers, where nobody's gonna beat him.
Yeah.
He may be one of the smallest guys on the field, but who's gonna beat him?
Exactly.
So he's gonna, you know, he wants to outwork. Your opinion, could a play from last season back to do it over? Which play, if you had one play,
One play
which play
that we run.
that you had to get back from last season? If you had one play that you need to get back.
Oh, that we need to get back.
Yeah.
I have to say, well, any play that Pensacola game, I have to say get back. But yeah, I have to say when we got down on the first drive, Pensacola, they got a break because like we ran 9 routes and we had it down the seam when our slot was wide open. But one of the defensive linemen took the ball, the linebacker took the ball up, luckily, and they came and picked that up. So I have to say that play right there.
Just wasn't, as Q alluded to before, some teams have their nights, and
Exactly.
it wasn't your night.
It was most definitely that night.
Now, what makes Quentin a better QB than Ely or Grader?
Just that presence that he has that mindset that he's gonna get on the field and he's gonna win, no matter what it takes. Whether he has to run the ball or throw the ball, he's gonna do it for the team, and that's what pulls him away from all of them. He's gonna do it at all costs. You know?
Somebody's gonna lay it on the line for you.
Exactly. Every game, day in and day out.